Yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk live, it's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. It's Pete the Squad, Big Pat Shellin, Dante the Dark Job. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur came, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Let me just say that one more time. The number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Welcome, man. We've been going for a little while. I know you guys have missed us because you've let me know that. Toby is always coming up every week. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Where's the show? Where's the show? We have to bring Toby to be a part of our production team because he's on it all the time. But he's the first one in the room too. Am I right? Am I right? He's the first one in the room. Let me just make sure. Oh no, I'm wrong. Let me scroll all the way up. Yeah. Henry Jennings Wigfall was the first one in the room. Let me just show that up. Yeah, we got comments. We're back with comments now. Jeremy Hampton was second. He says, "What's good, brother? What's good?" I guess he means brothers, but all right. Christopher Burton's there. He said, "What's up, fam?" I'm sorry, Toby. I gave you an unofficial first one in the room, but you're not. You were in there pretty early though. I'm gonna be twisted. And who's this? And Dion Jones, and he's watching from YouTube. Thank you. Yo, Dion. What's going on? Tony Byrne is in place too. Good day, fellas. Good day, Tony. Look, we got our comments back. I feel really good. Mm-hmm. And I can see this. Dwight, yo, Clayton in the house. All right, yeah. As a matter of fact, before we get into anything, let me just recognize my new friends in my neighborhood. I've got some new friends, and they have all football fans, and we're all going to have a hell of a winter this winter. Let me just name them. I got 3 New York Giants fans, right? Then I got a Redskin fan. I got 2 Redskin fans. You know, my next door neighbor's a Redskin. Then I got a Green Bay Packers fan in the house. Yes, got Green Bay Packers in the house. So we bust it up with each other, and we bust each other's kahunas every time we get together and have and drink a little bit. I can't wait for this upcoming winter because I have a lot of smash talk. Put it that way. I know this is not a family show. No, really, it's not. So let's get
family show to the fourth quarter. Yeah. To the fourth quarter, you gotta cut it off in the fourth quarter.
All right, so let me just say, I got my boys here, the Sandlin boys, Pat and Shell. What's up, people?
What's going on?
Man, I miss you guys, man. I'm glad to be back in the studio, man. Yeah. I'm glad to do that. So let me just say, because you probably, if our picture is clear enough, you probably are seeing like cans of beer and alcoholic beverages sitting on the table, and I don't want you guys to be confused in the least bit. So this is Eagles Talk. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. So let's start this first quarter, Mark.
You're now listening to the
What you doing?
All right. So today we are partaking in.
What you want?
I'll take the Ciroc.
Ciroc right. Watermelon.
Today, I'm going to be partaking in the Ciroc Summer Watermelon. My brother put me down with this. This is a very smooth. I don't know about shot because I've never drank it as a shot. But I know over ice, this is very smooth and refreshing. And it only comes out in the summer, too. So you got to get on it now. And I had a bottle, and it's good. So I'm going to try that tonight. And I'm only going to do a half with you guys. Okay. All right, so I'm going to shot the first half, and the second half I'm going to sit out. And you are doing. So
he's doing some liquor. I'm doing the meat cow.
Oh, he's doing some.
Here y'all see, and I'm not. It's he's not. It's cognac. Sir. Cut it out. Oh, it's meat cow cognac.
Oh, that's cognac. All right,
it's cognac.
And what are you doing?
It's liquor. I had a decision between the Terramata to finish it up, or this new whiskey I've been drinking. It's called Ski Ball Peanut Butter Whiskey. It's
you talk about me,
Black Sheep, and Ski Ball. But you know what? I'm gonna go with tequila.
All right, and you guys, here we go. Let me know what you're drinking out there. Everybody, raise your glass to our Philadelphia Eagles, and glad to be back on the air. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. I'm jumping the gun here.
Nice.
You're talking too much,
You
Pat.
got to move faster.
Yeah, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, down the hatch. I guess we don't get any applause. So, we used to have applause. Oh,
There you go.
Everybody's a little rusty.
All
We're
right.
in preseason. We're in training camp mode. We're in training camp mode. That's why we're in training camp, to get this thing right.
Yes,
for the
sir.
upcoming
Yes, sir.
season.
Yes, sir.
You guys, this is the first time you guys are probably seeing us with a real set. We're in a real live set. No longer do we have the virtual green screen background behind us anymore. We're on a real set now, and this is how it's going to be. This might get a little bit better, but I think we're going to keep this format right here.
Can I talk to the producer since we're just our first day back in the studio?
Right.
The Sound Boys level is kind of high on through the soundboard, so our levels are a little bit high coming through. We're okay.
No, we're all right.
We're
Everything's
good.
all right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So let's kick it off. First of all, the NFL has decided to only play 2 games this preseason. So they canceled 2 games. And I think that was going to come anyway. I think the pandemic just helped it occur a little bit quicker than it was going to come. But they have been talking about, cutting the preseason to 2 games and extending the regular season 2 games. But that's not supposed to happen for down the line. But for right now, because of the pandemic, the NFL has decided to cut the preseason down to 2 games. Now, one of the things I was worried about was if this season is even going to go ahead.
You look at the other major sports out there,
NBA,
and they are, and NBA is practically going to play. And you can probably see, out
of all the major sports, like if you're going to try to do this and have some type of containment or control, that's probably the best way to do it. And the way I see the NFL rolling this thing out, I don't know until they haven't given us the full rest of what they're going to do. But if they think they're going to have a regular season where everybody's going to be traveling to everybody, I think that's
the NBA. Although it may be hard to stay there for a couple months, I think that's the way to go if you want to try to contain this thing.
If you want to try to contain this thing.
Let me interject on this. Let me interject on this. Typically, and I'm saying this from a players and a coach's perspective. Typically, once you get out of the training mode and there's no longer new guys coming in unless someone's injured, you're pretty much with the same group of guys all the time. It becomes monotonous. Tuesday, Wednesday. It becomes with the same group of guys. I sent y'all a picture of the new NFL helmets that they're working on towards having for this corona. I think going forward, if you're with your team, except on game day, you're not going to be around nobody different.
That's the thing about it. You're talking about young millionaires that have money to blow. Who's going to, what were you doing at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24?
I was down Tampa playing with Tampa.
But again, what were you doing?
I was partying.
You were enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I was partying.
So it's going to be very difficult to keep these guys in the bubble, especially the younger ones and the older ones. The older ones, they have the family and they feel that they need to be there for their family. The younger ones, they just want to get out there after the game and party and enjoy themselves. The ones in the mid-range, we ain't worrying about them yet. But
I think they need to sit them down and explain to them that, like, this is serious. It's not a joke. Like, people are really dying because of what's going on, and it's either like I was supposed to have my rooftop birthday party and I had to cancel that. It's either have a party once.
Wow, now that was when there was an emergency. Yeah. When he had to cancel his rooftop party, that's when I knew we were in a pandemic. Oh my God! He called me.
I was crying.
I'm not going to be able to have a party, and that is when the coronavirus really reached serious levels for me. When that happened, when he had to shut down, not the sports, Not the sports. Now I'm doing my not the sports, not the sport that we love. Not when that got shut down, but when Shell gave me the phone call, it's like I gotta cancel my rooftop. It's not going to happen, and that's when I knew that this pandemic was for real.
Yeah, it's real. Like people are dying. I had to cancel my party.
Listen, it happens. A lot of things has been canceled. A lot of stuff has been canceled. But you gotta take it serious. You know, I'm around people that are, you know, I'm around my mother a lot. She's up there. I'm around my grandfather who's almost 90.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have to take it. I have to take it seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I'm hoping the people that's out there right now, they are taking it serious. With everything that's going on in the world, one thing that's neglected is that, you know, going outside without a mask on, because, you know, what's going on in this country, man. You know?
Yeah, you got to keep it with you.
Yeah, I got my mask on the computer.
All right, so let's get back to so the NFL, for all intents and purposes, and then I talked about how it's going to be dangerous. So I was worried about, and I still am to a certain degree, it only because of the threat of the disease spreading throughout the league with the way it's set up. If they're going to travel as normal, like to every city and play every game like that, I just see that as being taking a tremendous risk. But I always said this, and I said this before, if there's going to be one sports entity that's going to overcome, that's going to have their season, it's going to be the NFL. Outside of the government, I think the NFL is the next most powerful entity in America. You know what I mean? So they're going to make it happen. They're going to, and then I've even heard that they're talking about having the fans sign a waiver to continue to come to the game. So they're even looking into having fans in the stadium. Now that's big. Everybody else is not talking about that. MLB is not talking about having fans in the stand. They're talking about just regulating their season to like 4 cities or something like that, where the East Coast pays the East Coast and all that. And they're making special arrangements. The NBA, like I said, they're going to play in a bubble. And the NFL is like, man, F all that. We're going to play in our stadiums, and we're going to have you guys sign a waiver, and you can still come to the games. And I don't know, but yeah, that's crazy. So let me go to some comments out here, man. Dario Snyder says, got you, brother, subscribe and like. Thank you, Zane. We appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Michael says, you guys are breaking up. All right, I hope I'm muted my mic, so I knew there was some echo out there. Somebody did let me know. Okay, let me see. What's up, fellas? I can speak for myself. I live in Texas, and we are not allowed to be in public without a mask. Over 1,200 cases daily. Yeah, it's crazy out there, man. This is deadlier than but you know, how do you know that? I mean, you want to test that? Huh?
Sound went out.
Oh, sound went out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. I don't know. Can't hear you guys. No sound. Mark, is anything over there happening? You see the sound bars in Wirecast? Are they moving? All right. What shot do you have up there?
Check.
All right, we good. We back.
All right, we back. All right, don't put me up on the screen by myself. Oh, well, I guess if you put me on the screen by myself, my mic is coming through the program. So if you use that shot of me, if we're not both on the screen like this, then it's not going to. If you put me on the screen by myself, they're not going to hear anything. All right, okay. So we have sounds. Yeah, if I turn my mic on the computer, it's just going to it's going to be a double echo. All right. So anyway, we're back. So anyway, so the NFL is going to go on, and we're going to have this schedule. And you know what? And another thing, and we're going to get to the Eagles right now. But another thing, if out of all the sports, if football doesn't come back, that's a problem for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already missed if the NBA doesn't come back, and don't get me wrong, I want the NBA to come back.
Running out of things to do.
Right,
like,
it's nothing to do.
Yeah,
so I want to see sports. But if I had to
how many
pick,
times can you clean up the house?
Right. But if I had to pick, what I'm saying, if I had to pick one sport, I'm not missing my football. You can, if the NBA doesn't come back, all right, they don't come back. If baseball doesn't come back, okay, they don't come back. But take a poll out there. Everybody's watching now. If the Eagles do not play this year, that's a problem.
I agree with you.
That's
Listen,
a problem.
This town is a football town with a sports problem. We're a football town with a sports problem. And when we don't have our sports, in particular, when it deals with football, we don't have our football, we go bonkers. It's actually the same thing around the country. The country is predicated on football. You can see how people week go, if their team lose, they have a bad week.
Yep.
With baseball, you have a game every day. With basketball, you have a game every other day. With hockey, you have a game every 3 hours. So football is the core
it's predicated
of this country.
on it.
Without that rolling like it needs to be rolling, we go down here quickly.
All right, so let's get into our Philadelphia Eagles. All right, this quarter is over. Not a lot going on, so I had to talk about the state of football and what they're talking about. So thus far, anyway. So we're going to get to our Philadelphia Eagles and what's going on with them. And one of the things that we're going to talk about in this upcoming quarter is the 5 most important position battles as you see it. All right, I'm going to have to refer to this article. Let me see if I can get it up. But we are counting down, and it should be over. Yeah, that's it. All right, so in this quarter, Mark, please.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. We like to talk about our favorite. This is Eagles Talk. Don't forget, you're watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. So
let's be real, we get wasted.
Yeah, let's be real. Yeah. So today I am partaking in the Ciroc, as you can see, the Ciroc summer watermelon, really smooth. Try it. It only comes out in the summer. So, and it's not, and you know me, I kid Shelman for drinking his sweet syrupy drinks and all that, but this is a flavor. This is flavor, right? But the difference is this is just infused with watermelon. It's not a flavor. It's not like a syrup added to it, and that's why it's so refreshing, because it's not overpoweringly sweet. It's just you can taste the watermelon. It tastes just like a real watermelon. I'm gonna taste some of that
on the third, fourth when you put your glass down.
Okay, this is my last shot. This is my last shot anyway. All right, so. And my brother and this are partaking in the liqueur. What kind of liqueur it is?
It's Mikau Cognac.
Liqueur.
Vanilla cognac.
And Pat, you are partaking in
the Rock. The Rock. The Rain Johnson is called Terramana Tequila Blanco.
Yeah,
all right,
he
start
drinks a whole bottle of that.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so let's salute our Philadelphia Eagles. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's jump into some football. Toby has a question out there. He says, and I'll let you guys answer that.
Okay.
What do you think about the new DB coach? Oh, I wish I can go first, but I'm not. I'm going to let somebody handle that. What do you think about the new DB coach?
I'm ecstatic about him. He cut his teeth in Atlanta. He was with Seattle when they had the boom squad. He's a good coach. He has
Legion of Boom.
Mm-hmm. They're Seattle. I don't care about them.
Yeah, I don't care about them either.
Anyway, but he cut his teeth with Atlanta. He also was with the Legion of Boom when they were doing well. He's somebody that is predicated on defensive backs. I've watched some of his tapes. He's somebody that teaches something that I teach. I teach it's called a 3-step read. When you're a D-back, taking three steps, getting into your back pedal and reading with trying to read the route of the receiver. I've seen him doing that. So he's a student of the game like myself. I think they're going to be all right with that. He's aggressive. He doesn't mind having the corner blitz stuff like that. So we should be fine.
Well, I mean, Manuel. I'm not going to try to butcher his first name. Manuel. Coach Manuel. He actually took had some guys go pro, all pro down there in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He teaches good technique. What you were talking about, 3-step read. Okay, we're getting to quarterback, but as a D back,
3-step read. You back times. You the hips of the receiver.
Yeah,
you didn't learn it at Penn State.
That's why you play linebacker.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so the thing is, he teaches good fundamental techniques, and he lets you do what your natural God-given ability can do. Will he help this defensive back squad out? Of course. Any new defensive back coach that comes in here that we had that's better than the guy that we had in the previous years is going to do way better than we had in the previous years. Yeah. You got Darius Slay playing corner. You got better improved Sidney Jones is going to be a breakout player of the year. Watch. Avonte Maddox. You got
I like Maddox.
McLeod is going to be awesome. Jalen Mills, I'm telling you guys right now, you don't understand something. Jalen Mills is a safety. He should have been a safety coming into this league. Now that he has the ability to actually play corner and move down back out to safety, he's going to shock a lot of people with his skills and his ability to play that safety role. He's going to really get after these defensive backs and force them to actually play up to the level that they need to play on this defense with Jim Schwartz.
Yes. And that's what, and I have to echo that. I'm so excited about this DB coach because of his aggressive style, aggressive philosophy in playing the secondary. So, and you know, we've all talked about, number one, how passive our D-backs play, you know, playing off the line of scrimmage as far as they do. And I just see that he's going to change that. Hopefully, if allowed to, because Jim Schwartz still calls the plays and stuff like that. But I believe if they allow him to institute his philosophy in playing secondary, that these guys are going to be more aggressive. And I think that we have increased our talent in the secondary where we can probably trust these guys a little bit more. I mean, when you have a Darius Slay, a shutdown corner, following the best receiver all over the field, it leaves you an opportunity to be able to do some things there. Now, Jalen Mills stepping into the safety position is a little bit of a question because we haven't seen him do that. But like Patrick said, he's a natural safety. He played safety in college. It's not going to be too much. It's not going to be so foreign to him that I don't think he's going to pick it up. Besides that, we have some others that's going to give him a battle. I mean, he's going to come in the camp as the number one safety, but we have the rookie. If he can pick it up, Wallace, he's going to be a monster. And it's just a matter of time.
I hate to cut you off, Dante. I looked at his tape, and this guy has tremendous upside, and it's going to be something that's going to really help our defense out in the long run. He might not get it in his first year here. You know, he might just be that special teams guy, working himself through that season, working himself to get familiar with the plays and the speed of the NFL. But this guy has the ability to be our next great safety. And the thing about the Eagles, you always bring in good safeties. Listen, we had Dirty Waters. Then we had Brian Dawkins. Even with Brian Dawkins was here, we had Quentin McKell. You know, Quentin McKell was a Pro Bowl safety when Brian Dawkins was there, you know. Then after that, you know, you bring in Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins was the guy we didn't want. We didn't want him. You know, we didn't want him. It was TJ Ward. It was another safety. We didn't want him. He was the third B line. You know, so I think he's going to be outstanding for our defense going forward.
All right. So the bottom line is we all agree, Toby, that we are very excited about our DB coach, and we can't wait for him to get his hands on these guys. I mean, get some grass time with these guys. It's one thing they're having virtual classrooms, and that's needed, especially for the rookies to get in the playbook and to have some things explained to them. But we all know that grass time is the most important time. So I can't wait for these guys to get out there and get some grass time together and get the playing, man. Let me see what else. All right, so let me go. I'm going back to this the 5 or 6. I'm referring to an article that was written by Mike Kay for the New Jersey Advanced Media for NFL. He talks about 6 intriguing position battles coming into this training camp. And number one on that is the number 2 cornerback. That is going to be a tremendous battle there. We talked about, and I've already gone on the limb and said that Sidney Jones is going to be our most improved and most surprising player in this upcoming season. But he says that's the number 1 position battle coming in the training camp is Avonte Maddox versus Sidney Jones versus Rasul Douglas. I agree with that. Number 2, strong safety. And we just talked about that a little bit. Jalen Mills versus Will Parks versus Wallace. That's another one. He talks about the right guard position, which, it is going to be a battle since we have lost our Brandon Brooks, our all-pro guard on the right side. So that battle is between Matt Pryor, Nate Herbig, Jack Driscoll, and any potential free agent that they may sign because they have some time. The 4th most important position battle, they said, is middle linebacker TJ Edwards versus
got that locked down.
Jatavius Brown. I think TJ has it locked down.
Yeah, he has it locked down.
All right, swing tackle 5 is Jordan Mailata versus Prince Tagawanago.
Prince, I can go into him real quick with you because I'm so happy you said his name properly. I'm not going to butcher it. I'm just calling him Prince. Prince is a project. With him and Jack Driscoll is a project. Jack Driscoll is probably gonna play guard, like you just said. But Jordan Mailata, for a 7th-round pick who has been injured the past 2 seasons, I think this is his year to break out. If he doesn't show you anything, you got to cut ties with it. He is a special project. No, you got to understand.
Who's that? Who said
Jordan Mailata?
All right.
He has to take that swing tackle approach this year. He has to be that guy to come in there and do what
Big V did.
Big V did.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say if he lacks the foot speed
I don't think he lacks the foot speed at all.
Let me finish. If he lacks the foot speed against the top end defensive ends or outside linebackers, what I would do is I would fill him in at the guard position, man.
Well, you know what the thing about it is that he would get exposed at that guard position.
You're in a phone booth. You can't get exposed to the guard position.
You are in a phone booth. But Matt Pryor, I believe Matt Pryor is going to be our new right guard. They don't go.
And we don't traditionally pull. We do what they call a skip pull.
Well, we do zone. We do a zone type run offense.
Yeah,
and Jordan Mailata he needs to lock that swing because we use a third tackle in our offense a lot.
Yeah.
We use that a lot. So he needs to hold that position down so he can be in there to replace one of the guys if they go down. Because you got to realize in the past 4 years that Doug Peterson's been here, we already know that somebody's going to go down. So we were looking for Jordan Mailata.
I hope they figure it out because I think all the Wild in Pennsylvania kind of closed, so we don't got no receivers to go to at this point.
We can talk about receivers in third quarter because I got a lot to say about these guys.
All right, so that was the 5th battle position, swing tackle, and then the 6th most important position battle was the running back depth, and that features Corey Clement versus Elijah Holyfield versus Adrian Killians versus Mike Warren. So we're going to break them down in the second half. This is the end of the second quarter. Mark, could you end the second quarter?
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right. So don't forget, you're watching Eagles Talk, the number 1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans, and about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. And we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And these guys, I'm done. I'm tapped out. But he's going to pick up my mantle, and he's going to partake in the Ciroc Summer Watermelon. And his brother is partaking in the what?
Terramai. I told you you try this. This is really
try, but I can't try it tonight. Tequila. He's doing the tequila. So you guys, let me know what you're drinking out there. And let's do this. 3, 2, 1, down the hatch. Let's start this third quarter, Mark.
You're now listening to the third
All right, so let's take a time and break down these position battles. We'll do 2 of these in the third quarter, or 3 of these in the third quarter and 3 in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So, all right, the first 3, and you guys let me know your thoughts on it, but be a little brief if you can. All right, so let me see. All right, the first 3. First one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you do the first one, you do the second one, Shell, and I'll do the third one.
Okay.
All right. So the number one battle, he says, going to cornerback is Avonte Maddox versus Sidney Jones versus Rasul Douglas. And just let me say that let me see what I want to see. All right, so go ahead. Let me know what your thoughts is on that, Pat.
I already see, and I said my breakout player this year is going to be Sidney Jones. I already see Sidney Jones coming out and claiming that second spot. Avonte Maddox has the ability to come in and play any position in the defensive backfield, and also play a linebacker position if you want to go into a dime set or any kind of exotic type of look. He has that ability because he has done it. We drafted Sidney Jones to be that corner of the future because of the only reason we got the opportunity to draft him in the second round is because of the injury. We thought we got lucky with that. I believe with his work ethic, going back, looking at his tape on Washington and seeing his ability to play that position at corner is outstanding. He would have been a number 1 draft corner in that draft. He would have surpassed the corner from the Saints from the Ohio State University. He would have been the number 1 corner. I think this is going to be his year where he shows out.
Okay. All right. Now, Shell, you got a choice here. You want to tackle the strong safety or the right guard?
I'll take strong safety.
All right. Okay. So you're up now. So the strong safety, which will be a position battle between Jalen Mills, Will Parks, and Kavon Wallace. What do you think about that?
All right, I think Kavon Wallace is going to be our future. Watching him play in that school at that conference, come out of Clemson, is Dawkins-ish. He reminds me of Dawkins. He's a little tighter in the hips, but he's a little bigger.
He's a rookie.
Let me finish. He's a little tighter in the hips. Watch him as a coach.
Yes,
a little tighter in the hips, but he's a lot bigger up top. So once he picks up the speed of the game, he'll be fine. I think coming into this season, Jalen Mills, like I said, watching him play at LSU, watching him play in the playoffs, watching him play when he had an opportunity to make plays, I think going forward, he's more comfortable being back there watching plays develop. And I see him as our starting safety.
Who's that?
Mills.
Okay. Yeah, I see
him going forward.
I'm sorry, go on.
He's going to be our starting safety. And I think Kavon Wallace is going to be the future.
All right, we need a whistle. We got to get a whistle on the soundboard because I'm calling the penalty on Rels. Rels just got here talking about I'm not too late. Rels, we're in the damn third quarter. I'm not too late, Rels. Rels, you my boy now. You know you my boy.
Hey, he's worse than me.
You gonna come in you damn worse than Shell tonight. Shell, we have production. Call time is 5:30. Shell get here 5 minutes to 7.
I did better than that.
All right, I'm just messing with you, Rels. I'm glad to see you in the room, Rels. All right, so going on to the third position battle, which is me. It says right guard Matt Pryor, Nate Herbig, and Jack Driscoll versus any potential free agent that they may sign between now and training camp. I see Matt Pryor did not do a bad job last year when he had to fill in for Brandon Brooks after Brandon Brooks went down. And I think he's going to come in as the number 1 on the depth chart. But they are very high on what's that? Driscoll? They are high on Driscoll. Herbig. I'm sorry, Herbig. 4th round draft pick. So, he has a chance there, but I would still lean towards the guy, unless he just blows him out the water. I would still lean towards the guy that didn't do a bad job. Like I said, didn't do a bad job last year, Matt Pryor. And we were high on Matt Pryor coming in training camp last year.
Yeah.
And I think that he's on schedule to be if not a star in the league, I mean, at least a valuable backup, sort of like Big V was. And I killed Big V a lot, but we're going to miss Big V.
Yes, we are.
And and God bless him for getting the contract that he got, because I think he earned it. And the other team saw the potential that he has and the value that he brings to a team. It's nothing like, our team was built, our Super Bowl team was built on the trenches, both offense and defensive line, and it continues now. How he's still investing heavily in those positions there, and we do have a top-rated offensive line when everybody's healthy. Unfortunately, we have a couple question marks because Brandon Brooks is out. I think Matt Pryor does emerge unless, again, Herberg just comes and blows him away in the training camp. But I think we're going to be okay. And that's what's saying losing an all-pro, all-world right guard. I think we're still going to be okay with the young talent we have backing them up. So, all right. Let me go to some comments out here. Oh, I'm going to put your comment up here, Dario, but you got darn it. Dario, you wrote a dissertation out here, Dario. All right, you're going to take up all the screen real estate here, but I'm going to put it up there. All right, so okay, you didn't take up all of it. But anyway, there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Who's going to take over the leadership role in that secondary? In my opinion, Darius Slay, if he's going to prove himself, can earn the money that he's gotten through the Eagles franchise contract. He needs to step up and be a huge voice in that locker room. I'm not going to say that because I don't think that you can appoint leaders. I think leaders just rise. It's like cream. The cream rises to the top.
They develop through. They develop through. I'm going to say this from playing and from coaching. That traditionally they call it Hell Week. I'm not going to be soft about it. It's Hell Week. It's the last week of training camp prior to the season starting, right before the first game. In college, it used to be 3 practices in one day, and the NCAA canceled that. So now it's a little softer than it used to be. But traditionally in the NFL, it basically is 2 practices a day. Basically no break in, almost no break in between. And during that period of time, we know the players are tired. We know they're exhausted. We know they're not getting any rest. We know your feet hurt. You haven't had time to get a treatment, so you haven't got ice on your back or your ankles. During that period of time, that's when the coaches look for the leader. We look for the person that's going to basically say, we all hurt. I'm hurting. You're hurting. We got to go anyway. And then that is done. Basically, just like when they put people through the gamut in the Marines, we do that so we find out who the leader is, so somebody we can depend on during the course of the season, so they can actually be a coach on the field. If we know it's a problem in the locker room, we go to that guy. If we know it's a problem, in a game, we go to that guy. That is development. That and typically is done. That's collegiate and the pro level.
Well, to answer your question directly of who we're going to believe to be that one-on-one leader who's going to lift that defense, we gotta go with 2 guys. Roddy McLeod, who's just been the veteran. He's going to be the veteran of our defense because he's the oldest statesman there. And Jalen Mills has already taken that mantra of being a leader. He has took that mantra from Malcolm Jenkins. He's very boisterous.
But it's not just because you took the mantra. It's based on your play. It's based on how you conduct yourself through the course of the
again. Like I said, the oldest statesman, Roddy McLeod, he already has that lockdown. The way he conducts himself off and on the field is.
I've seen teams where. I've seen teams where somebody's been on a team 2 years and they want to be a leader.
That's understandable. Like this team doesn't have a de facto number 1 leader right now, and that is built through this training camp. This is definitely built through the training camp.
All right, so I saw a comment. I know you have a legitimate question, Dario. Not all the time do we see every question or able to get to them. So we're not ignoring you. It's just the flow of the show because we do a lot. We have to do a lot on air. These guys, they do try to follow on their phones and stuff like that. So if we do miss you, it's nothing that we're not questioning your legit questions or whether your questions are legit. It's just the way the flow of the show is going. So we apologize for that. Let me see. who is the offensive coordinator?
There's a team of guys.
They brought Marty back, or will Doug call all the offensive plays?
Can I answer that one?
Go quickly.
I'm going to answer that real quickly. Doug Peterson, as the head coach, will be the offensive coordinator, but he has an office of trust. And the office of trust consists of running backs coach Deuce Staley, passing game coordinator Press Tiller, offensive line and run game coordinator Jeff Stoutland, senior office assistant Rich Scagarillo, run game coordinator and defense. Well, he's defensive line coach too, Matt Burke, and and wide receivers coach Aaron Moorhead. So we have a trust of offensive coordinators. We don't have a per se offensive coordinator. If you had to say who's going to be the offensive coordinator, it's going to be Doug Peterson. But with that, he has some guys that's going to say, you know what, Doug, it's 3rd down and 2. Why are you dialing up a deep passing route? Run the freaking ball. So you can have guys in this air left and right. And they'll get this thing right in the 2 preseason games to make sure that, it works well. They're working on it right now, believe it or not, even with the Zoom calls. I know a lot of you guys might have been with your current jobs on Zoom, and you understand after a while, you start to realize I can get a lot done on Zoom. They've been doing that. They have been doing that. The coaches will be in the facility July the 10th. They will be there for 2 weeks. They will quarantine in the facility. So they will be together for 14 days straight. And they will get their S together.
Somebody's going to die. If you know anything about football players, after that 3rd, 4th day, we ready to fight.
All right, let's end this 3rd quarter. It's over.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right. So you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We are so happy to be before you guys again after a couple weeks layoff there. We're back in the studio. They have lifted enough of the lockdown that we can congregate in our studio again. And that is great. So we're happy to be here. Now,
I think we might have to go overtime on this one.
Oh no, we're not.
He said, "Oh no, he said, "Oh no, we're not. Oh no, we're not." Hey boo boo, hey boo boo, hey boo boo.
These guys, they come in. They're the talent. They come in. They just show up and they're on camera. They don't do any setup breakdown and all that stuff. They just get out of here. I got to break down. So no, we're not. No, we're not doing that. So anyway, let's start this 3rd quarter, Mark.
4th quarter.
You're
quarter, I'm sorry.
listening to the 4th quarter.
All right, you want to do overtime? Oh no, yeah. I'm about to do overtime. All right. So anyway, Dell is partaking in the Ciroc Summer Watermelon, and Pat is partaking in some type of tequila. It's supposed to be
by the rock.
So everybody, let me know what you're drinking out there, and join us as we salute our Philadelphia Eagles. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we are going to continue with the last 3 position battles that they talked about in this article. But first, let me do this and start that quarter. Okay. All right, so we have number 4. Who wants to do middle linebacker?
I'll do middle linebacker.
All right, middle linebacker, T.J. Edwards versus Jatavius Brown.
T.J. Edwards. T.J. Edwards, based off his basically off his work ethic, I definitely think he can cover better. I think he can pick up the blitz package better, and he's a little thicker in the hips coming downhill on the blitz package. I got a question for you, Don, real quick. Because there's only 2 preseason games. Are they going to extend the roster from 53 to 60, or are they going to keep it the same?
Not this year.
It's not here, but
okay.
We don't know. I mean, this would not be a bad idea to do that, especially with the current situation of pandemic. Because, and then this is another thing that has me worried, and I don't the position battles.
Okay,
but I know at my place of employment, if we come in contact with anybody who tested positive. If anybody comes in contact, then when they identify them, they do that tracing or whatever, and anybody who's come in contact with this positive tested person has to sit out 14 days from my job. So if they adopt anything similar to that in the NFL, you're probably going to need more people on the roster. How do you do that?
I still got a game left. Just letting y'all guys in the NFL know.
All right. Okay. Get out. All right.
Yeah,
anyway,
there's a video game left.
Yeah, a video game. All right. So, that concerns me too. I don't know how they're going to deal with what happens if somebody comes up testing positive. So, all right. Anyway, so I agree with you though. So I think TJ Edwards has the upper hand on that. Latavius Brown is a veteran, but TJ Edwards is a young guy. I think he played magnificent last year, and he doesn't miss tackles. He does not miss tackles. I'm telling you,
who's that? TJ?
Yeah, he tackles. When he get to you, he's bringing you down.
Well, you got to go back and look at him in Wisconsin. If it wasn't for his 40 time, he would definitely been drafted. Well, second day, maybe third day. But his 40 time he gave out the window.
He gave us fits.
But you know what?
Vontae watched the Ohio State game. He gave us fits.
Vontae Burfict did the same thing. Vontae Burfict had a terrible 40, terrible showing at the combine. But he's actually been, besides him being crazy a little bit, he's actually been a very consistent linebacker, very disruptive linebacker with Cincinnati now with the Raiders.
Yeah, Vontae's
all
nice,
right.
man.
So the next position battle they talk about is swing tackle. Pat?
Swing tackle, I'm gonna tell you right now, is going to be Jordan Mailata. I know Daryl Porter back up there. This is his year to make or break the team. If he doesn't show anything or show and prove that he has been able to get this game down, you got to release him because you got so much talent on his roster. We haven't even talked about the running backs. We haven't even talked about the wide receivers. And on top of that, we have so much talent that's boiled in this team on a undrafted rookie free agent that if he don't show anything now, he's not going to get his chance next year.
Gotcha.
All right, I agree with that. The third position back, or sixth actually, third of this quarter, but the sixth one, and I guess I'll take it, is the running back depth, and that includes Corey Clement, Elijah Holyfield, Adrian Killins, and Mike Warren. And I think of everything. No, you did yours.
No, I know. I just want to say I called you at like 2 a.m, and I called crying when we didn't get Carlos Hyde. I just wanted to...
Okay, and we don't have him, so we still don't have him. So there's no need to cry. And that crap was like a month ago. All right, so we have to deal with what we have. I don't know if another body will be added to the running back room, but we have Corey Clement coming back. He did sign after the Eagles decided to not pick up his option there. They did wind up re-signing him, and I think out of these running backs here, he's probably got the upper hand.
He does.
He knows the system.
He knows the system. If he can regain the form he had in his rookie year, because let's not forget, if it was not for one Nick Foles, this guy could easily have been the MVP of the Super Bowl when he won. 5 receptions, 100 yards. How many? 2 touchdowns. He played his behind off.
2 touchdowns.
He caught one. I know he caught
one. He caught one touchdown. He had one touchdown.
You sure he didn't run one in?
No, he didn't.
No, I don't think so.
He didn't run one in.
When I go home at night, I watch that before I go to sleep. So I'm gonna watch.
Listen, 2 days ago, I watched Wisconsin versus Penn State 2016, and he won. If they didn't pull him out the game, Wisconsin would have won that Big Ten
I watched it.
He had almost 200 yards rushing against a good defense that we had.
The Ohio State championship against Wisconsin, he had 245 yards off of 23 carries, and we shut him down in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he
Who? What do you say?
Corey Clement. Corey.
All right. Well, look, you guys are going into some college battle. All right. So anyway,
we know the guy you're talking about.
We're talking about him in college.
Mike Warren.
We're talking about him. He played against Penn State. I talked about when he played against Ohio State.
He's going to practice squad. Elijah Holyfield going to practice squad. Let's go to wide receiver.
I'm going to tell you this. Elijah Holyfield, I'm going to tell you this. Good athlete. He should have stayed in college. He came out early. He should have stayed in school. First of all, he ran a terrible he had a terrible showing at the combine.
He's a big guy.
Can I finish? He had a terrible.
We gotta move on.
Oh, now you want to move on?
We gotta move.
He had a terrible showing at the combine. Come on, man.
All right,
Terrible showing. He was not prepped.
All right, let me tell you this. This is how the backfield is going to look to you. All right.
This is how fourth quarter goes after 4 shots.
It's going to be Miles Sanders as your number one back. He's a monster. He's going to put up the yards.
Okay.
Corey Clement is going to be in there. Then you're going to have Boston Scott sprinkled down there like Darren Sproles did.
Okay.
All right. Then you might bring your fourth running back in. If not, if we go into this next position battle, if we don't have 7 wide receivers,
I would bring in Elijah Holyfield on.
But you got to understand something.
On
too.
third and short. He's a big back. He can get the first down.
You got to understand something too. We got a good cupboard of wide receivers coming into this camp. I know
they got to stay healthy.
The thing about it, Dante's about to expand about it. You know, he's about to talk about it.
Okay.
Because he's looking at me right now. I feel it on my shoulder.
Okay.
But one thing about it is normally we carry 4 running backs. I don't think we're going to do that this year.
Carry 3 and carry.
No, we carry for the past 3 years. You carried 4 running backs.
No, I know. I think this year we're going to carry maybe 3.
We're only going to carry 3.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, I think that out of those three, I think Corey Clement emerges as the top prospect out of those running backs there. I think the team kind of likes a big back, so Holyfield might have a place on the team.
Yeah,
Warren's a big back too. He's
not bigger than Holyfield,
but he's a bruiser.
But I really do believe that this year, heard Doug talk about it in one of his press conferences. I think that they're going to go, and they've been. Since Doug's been the coach, since his tenure here in Philadelphia, it's been a running back by committee. But it seems like he has hinted towards the fact that Miles Sanders is going to be the bell cow, the feature back there, and we've never had a feature back under Doug Peterson.
We don't have a fullback either.
I'm looking forward to seeing that role. I mean that aspect of our running game where a running back as talented as Miles Sanders is the primary back. But again, I'm not down on our young stable of running backs. I like Miles Sanders. I like Boston Scott, and especially in that Darren Sproles role now. He did an excellent job stepping up late in the season last year. Corey Clement, if he can come back and recapture that magic he had in his rookie, he's got to stay healthy. I agree with that. And if we need a bruising back, I think Elijah Holyfield is that one.
I got you.
So Killian's, although he's fast, he's little, things can change, but he's probably going to be practice squad. And Mike Warren might not make the team.
No, he's not going to make the team.
So, let's get to the wide receivers now.
Boston Scott's going to be our returner.
Right, he's not going to be a return.
Well, don't we have a return in?
Yes, let's get to these wide receivers.
All right. All right. So, wide receivers isn't one of the positions that they talk about. But if you guys, we got less than a minute, so we don't have time to talk about it. Anyway,
I can talk about it real quick.
No, you cannot.
Yes, I can. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Brad Ward and Quez Watkins is going to be the guys that's going to be fighting for that 6th or 7th spot. So the thing about it is, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, yes, he might make the team because he's a 2nd-round draft pick.
He's not
but
making
Quez Watkins, don't.
I hope he got strong wrists because he's washing cars.
Don't be shocked.
Who's washing cars?
JJ.
Don't be shocked if he actually makes the team.
Have you ever seen?
He has 7 wide receivers.
Have you ever seen the program? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Great. Also, I know we're done. We got like 2 minutes, 2 seconds. But Doug Peterson is definitely better than Sean McVay. That's all I got to say about that.
All right.
2 NFC East championships, NFC Conference championship, and a Super Bowl in 4 years. And Sean McVay had better talent over there. Come on now.
Well, what they thought was
these was him with a come on, man.
We beat. I think he's beaten.
He's 2-0 against Sean. He's 2-0 in his house. In his house with backups. 2-0. He has no excuse.
But that list was only one list. Because I saw another list where Doug Peterson is ranked above Sean McVay. So that was one writer's opinion or whatever. I don't put a lot of weight into that because I've seen lists where Doug Peterson is in the top 5 coaches in the league, and I agree with that. So, man, we thank you guys.
Can I say one thing before we leave? I know it's no.
I know he's forcing overtime.
This is just for I had a friend that passed away this morning, and I'm part of the Prince Hall family here in Philadelphia, Prince Hall Masonic Masonry, also a part of the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of nobles and mystic shrine. And I'm noble, and some people call them Shriners. Their brother Paul Dutton passed away. He was a good brother, and it took me back today when I was at work when I saw that, and it's been sticking with me like like it's 120 degrees outside, like the humidity just hitting me. So I had to mention his name on our show. I know we're trying to end this up and wrap it up, but to his family, to everybody that knew him, I just want to say that we love them. We sing the prayers out to the family and the friends, and yeah. Try not to cry on here, but love you, good brother, bro. Take care.
All right. So our condolences and prayers go out to Brother Paul. Rest in peace. And we thank you guys for tuning in to Eagles Talk, for hanging in there with us as we had our little vacation, a little break. But
it's good to be back.
It's good to be back in the studio.
Back, man.
And we shall be
Get
back.
Get off me, man. 6 feet,
next,
man. Get off me.
I don't like you.
Same bat
I don't
channel.
like this guy, man.
Same bat time. Tune in. Your man, Dante the Dark Knight, for my co-host, the Sandlin Boys, Pat and Shell. We're out. We'll see you guys next week. Take us out, Mark.
Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback, crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles Talk Live, it's Talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat, Sharon, Dante the Dark Jaw. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them.